Welcome to another broadcast team training video. My name's Brian, and I'm so excited today to take a deep dive into the wonderful world of Camera One. Understanding the why behind each of our camera positions will help all of us to elevate how we capture and broadcast our Sunday services and make an even bigger impact for Jesus. Let's get started. Hey, Cam fam, Brian here, and in this session we are talking Camera One. We'll be going over the purpose of this camera position, the way to create a dynamic look with this camera, and the weekly responsibilities for the scheduled operator. So the purpose of this camera position is to follow the action of the stage. Focus on the one or two people who are leading that moment of the service. For example, during this moment, Brandon is leading. During this moment, Wolfgang is leading. You wouldn't necessarily want to take camera one and say go over to someone who's operating the keys or someone who might not be singing yet. You normally want to show the person who's leading the moment of the song. The other purpose of this camera is to capture the emotion of a moment. For a more personal, intimate moment, you might want to start with a close-up shot. But for more of a casual opening moment, you might want to start with more of a wide shot. Think of it as kind of a spotlight. You're being the audience's eye. In old theater productions, they used spotlights to direct the audience's eye towards the parts of the stage that they needed to look at. We're doing this exact same thing with Camera One. Except instead of lights, we use shots. The point A to point B shot is super critical for Camera One to become a dynamic looking camera. And when I say point A to point B, all I mean is that you need to keep in mind where you're starting your shot and where you're ending your shot. So as we're looking here, this shot looks fairly well composed. I would like it to be tilted down just a little bit more, but you can see the camera operator starts and then pushes into a close-up of just Nika. So that's what I mean by saying point A to point B. Point A would be this, point B, this. You can utilize this shot in a lot of different ways, and it really provides space for Camera One to shine. The float is one of my favorite parts of operating Camera One. What a float is you're locked in on your subject, but you're moving the camera just slightly to match the energy and engagement of the stage. It allows this camera to be really organic feeling and not feel stale and locked in. Practice this shot during rehearsals and run-throughs, and ask for feedback on how you're doing because that's a great opportunity to learn how to do this shot well. The push-pull is fairly simple, but it can be a unique instinct to develop as Camera One. What you're trying to do is when the leader is engaging the room, you want to pull the camera back. But then when the leader is trying to draw the room in, you're pushing the camera in. This can look a lot of different ways during a worship set, but primarily what I've found is that pushes work really well during verses and verbals, and pulls work really well during choruses, bridges, and some more inspirational or motivational style verbal moments. Rack focusing is a critical skill to learn as Camera One. It'll work for all cameras, but it really makes Camera One shine. What a rack focus is when you're bringing something from out of focus into focus. And it almost always happens during transitions. So this camera operator started the shot out of focus, and as I came to Camera One, they slowly brought the shot into focus. And at the end of the shot, Camera One is slowly going out of focus as we're transitioning to another shot. Understanding pace is really important, so make sure you practice this type of shot. The expectation for this camera is that you listen through the songs regularly throughout the week that you're scheduled. You memorize who is leading which song, which is found in Planning Center, and you arrive on time at 6:30 to get the camera dialed in and get ready for run-through. Keeping laser focus and a steady hand are essential for all services. Your instinct for composition, speed, and movement will come with practice, so take advantage of the rehearsal times on Sunday mornings and ask for feedback. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. It is an honor to serve alongside you here at Northshore, and I hope you learned something. I know I sure did. Well, see you Sunday.